Alright, let's see if I can sign in to Google accounts here without it going haywire. Alright. Alrighty. Dropped frames. Almost 40%. 30%. Alright, there we go. There we go. We're down to 20%. I'll deal with that. It's fine. Yeah, it's working its way down. Looks like we're doing good. Yeah. Alright. Okay, well, let's get this started since everything seems to be working now. Looks like that number's dropping nice and steady. Alright, I like it. Okay, so we're going to start a new game. We're going to skip all that, because everybody's seen that part. Everybody's seen that. Nobody wants to read that text again. I think at least 4 that have done Let's Plays or streams have read that now. So, here we go. We got some Ganondorf action here. Vwah! Vwah! So Ganondorf's kind of fun. First of all, Ganondorf's sounds are of course all him in the game. So they're all Ocarina of Time sounds for him. The second thing is his normal... I gave him an item get. So the other thing is that his normal attack, like that, obviously is able to defend against certain things. It's kind of hilarious, him getting the Master Sword. I really ought to make it so that he can use it. That would be hilarious. But one of the things that is interesting about him is that if you are pressing that normally, that's his punch, but if you're doing the stab, then he does that big magic-y punch. Yeah! Yeah, I can get you cheesecake. And then, oh, I forgot to fix that. Okay, know what? I gotta fix that first, because this is gonna take me all of about 5 seconds to do. So we're gonna go over to the enemies. I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing here, because why not? I mean, otherwise you guys are just kind of sitting there bored. So, Deku Baba, go into your little thing, and if I make you, we want you to be, how tall is the Deku Baba compared to the Baba Serpent? On Forest, open up your sprite, find out how tall you are. You're 40 pixels tall, and you're doubled out, so I'm going to say minus 40, and that should do it. Alright, let me go back in. Some things I can fix really simple, like that. Some things I can't. However, after I am done streaming this today, assuming that all goes well, I will be uploading it immediately after the stream. So everything that you see working right now, you will be able to use, with the exception of my special dev cheat. And so somebody called it my dev suit, and yeah, I mean that was a fitting one, you know, considering I refer to most of these things as costumes. So yeah, my dev suit is locked in with a password. Not that you can't get the password, but you do have to know it, and I'm not going to just give that out. I've given that out to, I think, 2 people, and I'd hope that they don't leak that information, but if it does, I guess I'll change the password. So, really only going to hurt themselves if they do that. So, alright, there we go. We got that game back up. I like my little cutscene. I want a skip button now. I already want a skip button. Alright. Okay, so we got Ganondorf, Moosh, Moosh. And so the silver enemies are random, so I won't know if I've fixed that or not for a little while, because it's not likely that I'll come across one for a while. So his spin attack is actually, you got the punch, and then he's got the spin attack button, which just sends him flying forward. However, most of Ganondorf's attacks are actually double damage for what the Master Sword does in this game. Or actually what any weapon does in this game. One thing I could do to change that is I could probably go into my dev suit and change that around, but I don't think I will. I think I'll leave that alone. The dev suit is pretty overpowered as it is, and you guys haven't seen the newest updates that I've added to it, and of course now it is working perfectly fine. There are no multiple links, so we won't be seeing any of that today. However, just peek through that. I still haven't fixed the collision there with Ganondorf. He doesn't fall into the wall, which is good enough for me, but he does do that. I'm not particularly happy about that. I just tolerate it right now because I'd rather that than, say, like, being stuck in a wall. But, I don't know why I didn't just come down here. So then the other thing that's fun about Ganondorf is he can float. And for those of you that are wondering how to do that, if you have managed to get Ganondorf, which is also done by password, to float, you jump in the air and then press U, and then he will float. And so, for people like Mayo64, who has managed to program his controller to accept keyboard inputs, or output keyboard inputs, I'm guessing, which is extremely clever. For something like that, you're going to need to know what letter that is. This is the saving NPC. I know I haven't talked about this. We skipped right past this guy before. But now there's finally somebody that says, hey, did you know you can save your game by pressing P? Because a lot of people don't realize that, and that's kind of a major feature of this game. Oh, okay, well, now I know I done goofed. So, you know what? Let's enact that save, and I will make that fix right now. So go back into. That's the sprite for Deku Baba, which I'm not interested in. So we will go back into the Deku Baba's code, go into create, go into this part, and we will change that from 40 to 20, because obviously that was just a bit much. Start that back up, and get back into the game. If only it was that fast, but it is not. So in the meantime, let me move this over here so I can see myself, and we're going to scramble up this Rubik's Cube my favorite way, which is very scrambled. Just 100% scramble. And then let's see what we can do. I'm seeing an orange. We're going to put that over here, put that over there. We got a red. Oh, don't do this to me. Oh, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Nope. We're going to turn that red over here. Chip, 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 chip. And then we're going to take this orange blue. We're going to put it in there. And then I think that's a red blue. Yep. So then we're going to take that, move it there. We're going to take this orange green, move it there. And that is the first layer of the Rubik's Cube. And we'll wait till I got another time where I need to do that. So, for now, Ganondorf. So I didn't need to do that the slow way, but I do. Alright, so it'll be a little while before I probably see another one of those. But when I do, I can know if I fixed it or not. For those of you not a fan of parkour, Ganondorf is your man, because Ganondorf basically says no to parkour. Now, there is one thing about Ganondorf, and more specifically his floating maneuver, which is that he can only go so high before it says, okay, you're out of range, and so he'll fall down, as you saw there. And so he'll fall down until he's low enough, and if I let him go below that, and I punch, for example, he will go up. And so there are some maneuvers such as that can drop you almost to the ground. So you do have to be careful of that, because if you say, for example, kick, then you'll end up basically almost at the ground again. If you jump and touch the wall, then you cannot use that floating technique. So just forewarning. I can't remember if I got all the heart pieces or not. I think I did. Yep. Okay. So I will say the one thing that is difficult is this boss is actually kind of hard for Ganondorf to deal with. Because you can't deal with her the normal way that you can with Link, because you can stab. With him, he doesn't stab, and these guys don't take damage from that. So you have to do exclusively this hit until I fix that, and I forgot about it. I just remember that it's a thing. You do want to time your hits with these fairies, by the way. The fairies, they are at different speeds, but it is worth it to try and time that, because otherwise you're going to be dealing with getting hurt a lot. And so until I fix those little dark fairies... Wow, that one went fast, so usually you don't get tennis matches like that. So that's what I mean, is there's nothing you can do about those guys. So if you get cornered like that, it's just pretty much over. Because, I mean, I can do that move, and it'll knock them back, but it doesn't hurt them. And so it's almost pointless. I love getting all these rupees. Love the rupees. Unfortunately, even as Ganondorf, you still have to do the Young Link as Young Link, so get good. This area is not hard if you know what to do. And honestly, just do your normal jumps and do that slash at the top of your jump, and you'll be just fine. As you can see, it's really not that hard if you do it correctly. The hardest part is actually coming up. I got ballsy, I wanted to try and see if I could do that. The hardest part is actually just coming up here. And so, for those of you familiar with the game, you know that there's this little crystal switch here. Now I'm going to go for the most dangerous thing, which is I'm going to try... I made it and locked him out. I love it. So he could be a silver one. That'd be interesting. Nope, we're gonna keep you from coming down here. I don't feel like dealing with him. Alright. Oh, are you from the forest? No. Alright, Ganondorf time. So, interestingly enough, the maneuvers where you see Ganondorf's magic on him, except for this one, and also maybe this one, I'm not sure. I'd have to check the code, and I don't feel like doing that. I can't be bothered to do that right now. So, most of those that you see the magic on it, what's actually happening is he's doing as much damage as an explosion, which is also the same amount of damage the Megaton Hammer does. And so when he does that, I did it without provoking the guard. That's not easy. And so when he does that... Oh, okay, so this is that NPC I was talking about. So soldiers are on their way to try and slay the Hinox. We already lost 7 last time. This is the only NPC so far that changes what he says based on your progress in the game. And so... I mean, you saw what he said, so... After I defeat the Hinox, which with Ganondorf is way easier, I'll show you guys what happens. And so, basically, when Ganondorf's doing this maneuver, they read that maneuver as, oh, Link is doing a Megaton Hammer. And so, I need to treat it like the Megaton Hammer. Those projectiles are treated as an explosion. And so, unfortunately for the other characters, that they don't go away like an explosion does. And so somebody like this guy is a lot faster to get past because the explosion has a very different code. No, thank you, get away. Ooh, that was close. Take that beepy beeps. Teabag. Alright, it's not Halo. Get out. So, as you can see, we lost 7 guards. So, the thing is, these were recent. The skeletons, or rather the Stalfos that we fight earlier, if you notice, there are 7 Stalfos. And so he says, you know, we already lost 7 guards before. And so, if you guys haven't picked up on it yet from last time, the 7 Stalfos there are the 7 guards that they lost. Ow. Now, there is one thing that I haven't shown, because I don't have it yet. And when I do, I will certainly show you guys. So, an interesting trick is that because if you press your spin attack button, or K, rather, you will, even if you don't touch anything else, just the spin attack, you'll go forward. But sometimes you really don't want to do that, because ledges or whatever, or platforming or parkour, right? And there's plenty of reasons to not want to do that. And so, one of the things you can do is if you go down first and then you do it, he will not move, but he will perform the attack. So just a clever little trick that you guys can use. And it is not something that I am going to take out of the game. That is going to stay there. You can also stop an ongoing one by pressing down immediately. Zoom. Zoom. Dun, 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 dun. So, some of these enemies just have real issues recognizing the hits. And so, I'm not sure what the deal is, but with enemies like this guy, you basically have to be super careful and use that normal attack and time it out. If you don't do it, you will get murdered by that Teacher Knight. It's really, really easy. I mean, he does the damage because he does 2 damage in his attacks, which is more than the average enemy. It's mini boss level damage. The Hinox He actually does the most damage compared to any other enemy. The Lionel is next, and then after that would be the Teacher Knight, who I think the Zoras do the same amount of damage. They might do less damage, though. I'm gonna buy that Iron Axe, because later on I want to use it. But obviously, as Ganondorf, we're not going to be using the Iron Axe. However, I will be putting in some things that you're going to need Ganondorf's floating ability to get to. Ooh, there's that. Ooh, Silver Octorok. So. Ah. No, thank you. So, his drop, stabbing maneuver, the stabbing drop stab, I guess. When you do that, his is a downward kick. So now I get to do my favorite spot here. This is actually quite easily my favorite spot in the game right now. Love it. Love it. 100%. There's a 100% lamp. It's my favorite thing right there. Does he look like a lamp? 100% lamp. Yes, he does. Okay, so I just showed you guys a little shortcut after that little heart piece that leads you to some free bombs. Now, that can be really, really helpful since that's also right next to this one. If you guys are having problems with the Fire Temple, specifically not having enough bombs, all you have to do is go get those bombs, come over here, defeat her if you haven't, for some reason, get over here, come back, drop kick him in the face, and look, there they are, they're there again. And so yeah, you're gonna have to defeat a Silver Octorok and a Silver Dragon to get to the second pair of it, or you can just grab that one and run back. It really doesn't matter. I really ought to make that a Silver Dragon. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So. But then you can just pop straight down. And so then, now would be a great time for that maneuver. So obviously you don't get the extra heart piece because you got a heart piece already. But then you can just jump through and get those bombs. I mean, I'm already maxed out on bombs, but even if you just come up here and you get those bombs, and you come down here, you should be able... I think I'm too big with Ganondorf to do it. But you can actually crouch through those. So, either way, not a big deal. And so, if you guys are having problems getting bombs, there's that. Last time I showed you guys where all of the hiding spots for the money is, except for a couple over here, which are not worth it if you're coming through this again and you've already got the heart piece. And so if you've already got this heart piece, it's not worth it to come in here because you get 10 from the Fire Dragon, 10 there, there's that heart piece, and 5 there. So you get 25 rupees. It costs 40 rupees to buy a bomb, so to get in here you waste 1 bomb. So if you go in there and you waste, you know, a bomb, and then you get 25 rupees, you know, you lost 15 rupees. Just plain and simple. So, don't do that. Don't do it. Don't touch it. So one of the nice things about Ganondorf is that his projectiles are just extremely overpowered. This is the only tricky part. But obviously it's not terribly tricky, and it can be done with a little bit of practice. What you're trying to do is you're trying to press his ranged attack at the very highest point when he's touching the ceiling there. So this part is much easier against Ganondorf because you're just going to spam this little attack here. Not a single bomb is wasted. But yeah, this particular temple, it's very heavy on bombs. Both the Lionel Cave and then, of course, the Fire Temple itself. And so he drops a heart piece, and I want that heart piece, and with Ganondorf, it's not going to be hard. She is having too good of a time. Fun little note for people there, because some people have mentioned that her sounds are maybe a little bit too risque for the game, maybe a little too naughty. Those sounds actually come from Ocarina of Time, specifically Twinrova. So, not to call Mayo 64 out or anything, but I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that. Because I can walk through just about everything in here, so I'm not happy about it. I am not happy about this. I'm gonna attack again. There it is. Okay, thank God. Whew! It's worth it for that extra heart piece, though. I'll risk it for a chocolate biscuit. Whoa, hi! How are you? I got nothing to lose. Good day, sir. Oh, it's a silver style. I like seeing the silver enemies because they're so new to me. As they are to anyone. I mean... Yeah, there he is. There's a little silver style. Just wish there wasn't so much going on there so I could just watch him. I've thought about putting in silver bats. I'm not gonna lie, it's a possibility. We'll find out. Silver keys. The idea of Nintendo taking down my game is slowly becoming more of a creeping reality because, as people have mentioned, Nintendo is not particularly fond of Zelda fan games. And so I've been thinking about actually changing things in my game already, and so the bats, of course they're called keys for the Zelda series, but I might actually go in and change names and things. It's most of these entities are original artwork by someone or Castlevania sprites, so I mean, some of this stuff I might have to do. The Tektites actually come from Metroid, not that anyone would know that. I certainly didn't recognize it. So Ganondorf's obviously very key to use there. But a lot of stuff comes from Castlevania, and I would have to redo a lot of things because I don't imagine that Castlevania would be too keen on letting it stay either. So I would have to do that. And that would require some original artwork, which is something I've been trying to avoid doing for so long. But I might just have to bite the bullet on that one. But let me know, guys, what you think. Do you think I should just start changing it now? Do you think I should wait? Do you think I should keep the Zelda theme as long as it'll go? Or do you think I should start changing it before the risk of Nintendo not liking it, and doing something about it pops up? Let me know. Comment. Pop it in on chat. I'm going to check the chat specifically in a second here. So, but let me know, because I value you guys' input on this, and realistically, I do make a lot. Oh, there's a silver dragon. You were on camera for a second there. Yeah, you were alive. No, I don't think so. Secret little bomb stash right there for you guys. Let me check where my camera can see. Oh no, they can see you. Actually, quite fine. Well, they can see where you are. I mean, they can't necessarily see you. Oh, that's a mosquito. Ugh. Hate mosquitoes. Hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them. If I didn't hate them so much, I would actually consider making them an enemy in the game, because a lot of games do that, but I'm not doing that, because I hate mosquitoes. So, let me get that there. Move that back. Alright. So, it's kind of funny to see that little silver magic-y thing there. Just spinning. Just spinning. Can't do anything about it. Actually, I think if I... Yeah. Ooh. Alright, here we go, boss fight. This one is a lot easier as Ganondorf, actually. And this is where you can actually make a lot of money, if you haven't been. Because those dragons drop 10 rupees every time you kill one. And it's really easy to kill them when you go to Ganondorf. Of course, Lizalfos don't really drop jack diddly squat, so that's not a big deal. Oh! He dropped a silver, or she dropped a silver dragon on me. That's something new. There we go. And so now, okay, I'm starting at 785. And now I'm at 1065, so just short of 300 rupees in one boss fight. So it makes it a lot easier to go through that. Ooh, Silver Rock Drop. Worth stopping in for those because Silver Rock Drops drop 25 rupees instead of 2 or 5, depending on which Octorok it would have been. Hi! That's a Silver Dragon. I've been having a lot more of those pop up lately. Ow. Floating time. Yeah. Such cheating. So much cheating. Oh, I forgot to get the heart piece over here. I actually forgot to get another one. So somebody posted a little walkthrough on Mayo64's most recent video, which Mayo's probably not happy that I'm just walking right through this dungeon like it's nothing, because to me it is. Alright, we got another Silver Dragon. Like I said, I've been facing a lot of these ones lately. I'm happy with that, I'm fine with it, but definitely surprises me because their chance shouldn't be that high. I think I've seen more Silver Dragons than I have Silver Octoroks, and that kind of blows my mind. Speak of the devil. Here we go. Of course, it's nice because they drop buku bucks. So if you've got that switch activated, then you can pop over here and get yourself another heart piece. So if you're doing it right now, you will have 9 hearts. Blah, blah. So when you defeat Din, the fire enemies go away. I brought that up in the last video. There will be some more glitz and glamour to that, some more fireworks, if you will. But for now, there's not. I've been really focusing in on trying to get some of this extra stuff in here, and unfortunately, that has meant stopping on the story elements of the game, and I apologize for that. And I will actually be getting back into the story of it very soon here. The problem is that I actually have to make a full cutscene for what I have to do, and so it's going to be a longer cutscene. It'll actually be the longest cutscene in the game so far. Not that that really means anything, considering there's only like 2 or 3 cutscenes. There's the cutscene with in the beginning of the game where you see Navi, and then there's the cutscene with Ganondorf, which we'll see later. Love that cuckoo. Ah! Run away! Run away! That cuckoo, by the way, will actually spawn more cuckoos as time goes on, and so the longer you are alive and have pissed off that cuckoo, the more cuckoos it's spawning, and so it will eventually kill you, because they can climb up onto the other areas of the town, and so there is no safe spot, so you can't stay still, and so the only thing you can do is run. But eventually, with so many cuckoos around, some of them will be up and some of them will not. And eventually it gets to the point where there's just nowhere to hide. But realistically, all you have to do is just go and leave town. Right on. Another silver rock jar. Wow! I don't know what it is. The silver's percentage has just been really high today. Good gri- That's 3 of them in a row. That's a bit overkill. I did joke about there being a silver Hinox. There will never be a silver Hinox, don't worry. That is not going to be a thing. Some people have worried about there being a silver Hinox and if it would even be able to be defeated because if you've noticed, these creatures do a certain speed in their attacks, and the silver versions are twice that speed. Now the Hinox is in a situation where his attack speed is just barely long enough for you to do what you gotta do and get back. So the question would be, okay, if that's the case, then what happens when you get a silver Hinox, because wouldn't his attack speed be twice that? But fear not, because there won't be one. So. I don't know why I get that bomb, because I really don't need it. Mow the grass with that. And reduce to a lawnmower. Oh yeah. So, you guys have seen this, if you've seen the 200... or was it? No, the 2,000 views heart piece reveal. Which, there is almost 3,000 views on this game now, and so I might have to start doing something here. I will also make extra things for this YouTube account, so I mean, if you guys get me to 100 subs on this, I will certainly make some more things, because getting this YouTube account with more subs means more exposure to the game, and that's what I'm focused on. I'm not really worried about, you know, fame or anything like that, but the YouTube account that I'm using right now, I do this so that I can expose the game a little bit more, and people have a greater chance of seeing the game and then being able to play it, of course. As you guys know, this game will always be free. The one thing that I will add in, especially since it's very likely that I'm going to do my own artwork for the game, either later or much later, I will be accepting donations, which is just simply, you know, what you feel you'd like to give just to help the game move along, and those will be greatly appreciated. Did I did. I hate that. There's some way to damage or glitch out the damage so that you don't take any damage. It only lasts for the room, and I don't know what's doing it. But thank you, Hobo, for that little trick. I learned that you don't have to be completely up. But I don't know what's causing that damage glitch to where you can just walk through things and not be damaged, but I will be finding out a way to get around that, and I will be eliminating that glitch. So whoever figures it out, tough luck, because I will eliminate that glitch. Ah. This will be interesting. So Ganondorf is slower than Link, which makes sense, but it makes it so much more difficult. And he's really not that much slower. It scared me. I see those ice pieces and I think it's a silver dragon, but then I realize it's just a normal ice dragon. Mow the lawn. Alright, so those of you that are seeing this, you're going to get to see me 100% the game. There will be a bonus for 100%ing the game pretty soon here. But that will not be placed until I've got story. Story is going to be my main focus here. I do have a costume that I'm working on, and frankly, it had more problems than I thought it would, and so I'm not going to be showing that in this particular video. So I'll just show you guys the new and improved dev suit. But the new costume's just requiring a little more out of me than I thought it would. But I will say this, when it comes out, it's probably going to be the favorite costume of most people. Oh, right. Yes, I don't need that. There's one advantage to that. Okay, so if you get your 11 hearts, then you'll notice that that black bar, is it normal? Just looking at the game capture, and that didn't seem right, but I think it's fine. I have a new monitor that I'm using, which is okay, I guess. I can't complain. I'm borrowing it, and so I guess you could say I'm being sponsored. Not really. You couldn't say that. Okay, I guess these spikes just don't deal any damage to me. Woo, River Zora. Yeah, okay, I am damage glitched. I've noticed that Ganondorf has a higher chance of the damage glitch than anything else. Not to mention that I'm going to be rewriting the code for these guys very soon here, so... eventually what I'd like to do is get the normal Link's costume set in such a way that Breath of the Wild Link is. And that's not really that hard because I kind of have the sprites for it. And so I could actually do it right now. Decisions. Oh yeah, wait. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, whether you're Link or Ganondorf, the easiest spot to go and do that switch is to come over to this second block, turn around, fire it off. And you'll get it. I missed a heart piece. Did I go back for it? Go back for it? I haven't shown it yet. Nah, I won't go back for it because I want that to be something that I can use later. I'll keep this save file. And then I can use that to do the 100%. And so when I make that 100% prize... Actually, I know what I'm going to do. Oh, that's a silver dragon. Yay, money. Yeah, I can make it. Alright. So, this makes this a lot easier to get over here. A lot easier. And so that heart piece is nice. There's a lot more ice in my way than there should have been, because I did not do what you're supposed to do, which is to activate the switch. If you don't have a switch, you activate the Wii U. Ah, jokes on me. I love that tiny little turtle. He's so adorable. So cute! Oh, I just figured out what I'm gonna do for that now. Yep. As you guys know, I do have the dev suit. I've just talked about that recently. But I just thought of something I can do with that. Now, once I beat Nairu here, she's going to be the last person that I can fight as far as bosses go. So after that, I'm going to put my dev suit on and just show off a little bit of what that can do. Let you guys kind of drool over the dev suit. So, these things are Ganondorf's 100% worst enemy and weakness in this particular game. Oh yeah, I gotta do the thing. What thing? Never had to tell Julie what the thing was. Props for anyone who knows what that's from. I barely made that. In fact, actually, you know what? I'm gonna say it again, just so you guys can make sure you can hear me. And if you guys can tell me what that's from, I will make you into a character in the game. The first person that can tell me what this quote is from, I will put you in the game. And so, the quote is you know, to do the thing, and it says, what thing? Never had to tell Julie what the thing was. So, my wife and I particularly love that reference. She would say so if she were here right now, but I think she left because she doesn't want to be on camera. I don't blame her. It's fine. I understand. Alright. So that heart piece. I got the one there. I'm just thinking of what heart pieces I've got. I don't know why I'm doing this the hard way. I can just float. Float my way through here. By the way, just a little something that the water affects your projectiles. And so I love that. I mean, I know I created it and blah blah blah, but like, I just love it. There's certain things that I just can't get over in this game. Silver enemies are one of them. So the Coral Knight is set to guard when you use this attack. And so it's a little bit cheap for me to do this. Ow! I'm not gonna feel bad about it now. But, this attack is actually a normal attack. It's this attack, but then he sends off those projectiles. And the projectiles are coded in as an explosion. So, when that hits him, he is coded to be interrupted by an explosion. And so, that Coral Knight is exceptionally easy to fight if you've got Ganondorf. I'm not drowning because I didn't want to add air physics. Or rather, lung physics, I guess. I don't know what you would refer to that as. Yep, I'm just gonna take it. Floating. Floating time. Floating time. And for anyone who is doing Let's Plays of my game or streams, that's not what I wanted. First of all, thank you, number one. I'm about to die. Not anymore. But, in addition to that, when you guys are doing that in this game, there's one thing I want you guys to know, because a lot of people feel like they're abusing the game when they incorporate this in. And what it is it's the downward stab. Now, when I made the game, I knew that downward stab was going to be overpowered because that's the way it is in Zelda 2. If you played Zelda 2, you know that downward stab is extremely overpowered. And so, because you bounce. And, I mean, you could just bounce on everything, and so it gets a bit out of control, really, in Zelda 2. But, in this game, I don't mind people using that. In fact, I actually designed it for that. So, by all means, please do abuse that, because it just kills me to watch you guys not use it in a time where you keep dying. I'm like, well, I know you don't want to abuse the game, but you're not, because you would have died, and you did die. But if you would have used it, then you wouldn't have died, and then that would have made your stream or video better, and would have made your viewers happy because they'd see you being a hardcore BA, and you know, a Bamf. General Bamf. So, Ganondorf is extremely overpowered in this battle, because I can pretty much just take her out in like 10 seconds. If that. I think that was like 5 seconds. So, if you've done it right up to this point, there's that. And then there might be one more heart piece you can get. Now, I happen to have 2,000 rupees. And with these silver enemies, that's going to be a lot more likely for you guys. But I know y'all like the pets. Who doesn't? We all like the pets, right? Yeah, we do. And so, silver style. Just get pwned. Good to see the wind dragon for the first time there. Well, I guess it's not the first time. You see him on Gusty Road. This is the first time you get to see the hurricane. So, I'm looking forward to doing the Gerudo Desert because I've had these sand sprites for a while now. If I make a silver Poe, you guys are gonna cry. Or if I made a silver Master Poe, even worse. I get ideas like that, and it's too much. But, I've got some fun stuff going on. Okay, so when you leave this area... Oh god, I feel sorry for you guys that go left. Just drop down here. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Isn't that just beautiful? You just go through that. No more water because you beat through. I almost thought about getting rid of the spikes. I'm not going to. I like my spikes. So, that room's done. Like, that room takes a long time to get through. And then you come over here, and then if you do that, then you can just go through here like this. And the only thing you might have to worry about is encountering a silver dragon, but I don't think you will. That was interesting. So, anyways, so that's all it takes to get out of there. So, you guys, please, 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 use the shortcuts that I've made for you guys. I made it so that it would be simpler. I could do that Zora's spear there. That'd be kind of fun. Let me know, guys, if you want to see that Zora armor for Link. I could totally do that. I've thought about it. So, this is so much easier now. Okay, so now that I am out of there, we're going to go into that. And now we're going to go into my favorite one. So now we are in the dev suit. And so I have low gravity. So for those of you who don't know, that is the 1,000 rupee. And there is only one in the game, and you can only get it once. Here's Timmy Village. Because I'm using the dev suit, I'm maxed out on it, but I am going to need to do this.
Wow! That's a lot of money! Can Tim really accept?
Okay, does Tim go to college and make you proud? Yep. Oh, wrong one. There we go. So if you notice, my health is full. So this suit is 100% overpowered. That's the whole point of it. I'm just going to sit here for a second, let my health drop. This will be the fastest regenerating suit, but not the only regenerating suit. I will be adding in another suit that you can buy in the game. Not like real world currency or anything like that, but a suit that you can buy in the game that will naturally do some healing on you, but it'll be much slower than what you're seeing right now. Because, as you can see, well, and then I also start the room with maximum hit points. So there are a few costumes that are going to be buyable in the game. Woo! And so the one that I'm working on right now, I think, is the one that everybody's going to go gaga over, and they're gonna love it. But it's not ready yet. And the weapon will be separate. And I might have to actually create a town just for it. So we'll see. Oh. I can almost get through that entire thing without having to deal with it. Later, man. Obviously, this costume is 100% overpowered. There's no point in staying for you. The only pet I've ever found worth getting is this one. So there is a known glitch that I have. And I will show you the glitch because it's going to exist for basically another hour and then it's going to be gone. Alright. So now we're going to get kicked out. I must ask you to leave for now. Later, man. Risk it for a chocolate biscuit. Later, man. Alright, and then now we got that nice little fast heal. Before I can even get to the end of the thing. I say fast heal. Okay. So I mentioned that there is a known glitch, and that known glitch is this. Nothing. There is no exit right now. It was unhappy because my sprite was slightly outside of the range. And so, the code for your character being outside of the world is much more sophisticated now. And so now it says, okay, if you're outside of the world and you've been out there for this long, do this about it. So, there is only one way to screw up this area, and it's by being in this costume. Because when you do, it's really easy to go too fast. And if you do go too fast when you're dealing with... Ah, it's a Silver Style! I love him! So cute! Later, man! Okay, here we go. You ready for this? So this spot's a little harder, or it was. Now it's not so hard because I think it changed his jumping because I got stuck in this area. Which apparently I ended up doing off stream. I didn't realize that that happened last time. There we go. And so there are a couple of things. Oops. a couple things that are going to be immediately fixed. That heart piece currently is infinite. That will be fixed in the update. But if you guys want silver enemies, then you're gonna have to get the update, so you will lose your infinite little heart piece there. No matter what, you can still buy a heart piece from Temmie. It really doesn't matter. Nope. Rip through everything like that. Alright, and so this is still the end of the game right there. If you've done it correctly, you'll have 13 hearts. You can buy your way up to 14 or 15 depending on how many rupees you've got, without really grinding for rupees. I mean, if you grind for rupees, you can get yourself 20 hearts. 20 hearts is the max, but there's going to be a few different costumes in the game that will allow you different things. The pets are going to be something I'm going to change. And so the pets are going to be able to give you certain buffs. For example, there's a Keese. I've been deliberating on whether he's going to reduce the gravity or if he's going to increase your jump. And I think I'm going to make him decrease your gravity. So that'll be a thing that you can pay attention to. The decrease scrub will increase your ranged attack. That's just, I've already decided on that. The ice turtle, I'll probably have increase your normal melee attack, but it's not a guarantee. I might have him decrease the damage you take, because that also makes sense. The Poe, I haven't decided. I haven't. But there's that. We got this Rubik's Cube here, though, and so I'm gonna move OBS to where I can see my camera, and we're gonna. Nah, we'll leave that up. So, anyways, Rubik's Cube, we got this. So I'm just gonna go through here and just gonna casually solve the Rubik's Cube here. It's no big deal. It's just a Rubik's Cube. So that's 2 layers, and then I got my little yellow cross. And the yellow cross matters for me because reasons. And then I gotta do that. I don't have any special stuff, so jump. And there we are, got a corner. There you go, Rubik's Cube, done. So, anyways, there's that. This is the list of things I have to do. I can actually scratch one of those off right now because I just fixed the Silver Baba's sprite because that was a known issue. I actually did create the smoke thing, which you guys will understand what that's talking about later. And I did finish those sprites. I did not finish the new weapon. Something I am working on is that when you kill the dragon, I think I might make it the silver dragon specifically. We'll see. I might do both, or I might do all 4. It'll be a little bit of a hassle, but not a big deal. But I want to make it so that you can wear the dragon head. I'm gonna do that. I'll figure out what that does at another time. And then cuckoos. Need to fix their animation. Need to fix that. That's a really annoying option. So Mayo64, you requested for Dodongos. You're gonna get Dodongos. I am gonna make Dodongos. I've been deliberating on what sprite to use, or if I'm gonna make my own sprite. I think I have a good one. So you're gonna get Dodongos. So yeah, that's the thing. There's gonna be a death counter. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little skull. Oh, you can't see my stuff. It's kind of nice, but we're gonna cut that out. I think I'm going to make a little skull in the bottom corner, or I might have it as one of the pop-up menu, because that's another thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a pop-up menu. And in the pop-up menu, I think what I'll do is you'll see your death counter, the amount of heart pieces you currently have. So if you're wanting to know, oh man, do I have 2 heart pieces? Do I have 1 heart piece? Did I get all of them and get a heart container already? You'll know. Bomb arrows, I'm considering. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. We'll find out. I might do it, I might not. And then there's there's a current glitch going on with the bow, and I'm gonna fix it, but it's gonna be in the next update, not this one. And then obviously we saw that things are working well as far as the no multiple links coming out of nowhere, because that was too much. And that's about it. I'm going to add in some cheats to the game. There will be regenerating bombs and regenerating health. Or not regenerating health. There will be regenerating rupees. And so basically your rupees, wherever you get them to, that'll set their maximum rupees to that. And then it'll always regenerate back up to that point. And so, I mean, it's going to take a while. I'm not going to lie, but you can basically run around and it'll keep regenerating you up to that maximum rupee count. So that'll be a cheat that's in there, and it'll also be a money suit. And so I think I'm going to make that some kind of gold armor, some butter armor, and we'll make a butter sword. Eventually, I am going to put in some other things for nostalgia, so I'm going to get in those retro graphics, and that's going to be fun. You'll be able to choose through a bunch of different options, so just the normal Zelda 1, Zelda 2 graphics, or the Link to the Past, things like that. So those will be options. I haven't decided if that's going to affect the entire game or not. Those are going to be something I'm going to do at the end. Once I've completed the game, I will be making those. And so this game will be updated every Friday until I've got it to 100% completion. After that, then I'm going to produce patches as time goes on. And those will be based on different things. And so those will be very, very full of things. And so right now you guys see those the file menu that has your start, continue, and all that. And then it also has an update on what's in this particular update. Excuse me. I had like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, so whatever. I was actually supposed to go to bed about 3 hours ago, but I do what I do. I'm a game dev, and I work hard, and I'm also a husband, and sometimes you gotta sacrifice sleep. So, but anyways, there'll be a money suit. There'll be a whole bunch of different things you can add in, and then the graphics as well. But when I add in those patches, they're going to be a lot more than it's going to fit on that file menu. And so I don't know if I'll do a scroll down menu to go, or a scroll down bar to see all of it or what, but I'll figure it out. So thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please leave a comment or a like, and especially subscribe, because that'll get you the updates on what's coming up. And so right now you guys are up to date on everything that's in the game that's been added in. The Iron Axe, there's nothing new about it. I think only Black Link has the option to have the silver shield, and so when he gets the Iron Axe, he gets the Iron Shield just right away, because I haven't coded it in to do it otherwise. So if you guys are playing as Black Link, which you'll notice is the BOTB checkbox, if you're doing that, you get the Iron Shield when you get the Iron Axe. So just something you can do. Be getting the Hylian Shield in there. I gotta separate out the sprites, and it's a little bit of work. And like I said, I really want to focus in on getting this plot done, because I know a lot of streamers and a lot of people are waiting for the game to continue, and so I will get that done. I know for you, Mr. Elite Hobo Guy, when you go to do this game for the next update, because you've been waiting for the story to progress for a while now, and I apologize. You've been doing really well with your Eve videos, and for those of you who haven't seen, he has done a full series on this game up to the farthest point of the story. He doesn't follow the patches as far as, like, if I update a new update, he doesn't do a new video for each update. He does it based on the story. Is there enough story to do another video? If there is, then he'll do another video. And so definitely check out his stream. If you haven't already, Mayo64 is already working on doing the same thing. He's currently up to the Fire Temple, having a little bit of issues, but cut him some slack, guys. If you want to do any kind of commentary, help him out. Go in there and either give him hints, or I saw somebody gave him a full walkthrough basically of what to do. It wasn't super detailed, but I'd prefer you guys not give a full walkthrough like that, but maybe he needs it. I don't know. But give him constructive criticism. Be nice to him. And so made a costume specifically just for him, and he is also working on doing a full series for the game. Thank you, Chris Stroud, or Stroud? I think it's Stroud, who also streamed the game live and did some of that. Very much so appreciate that. We had some other people who have streamed the game as a one-off, and we had somebody on a different site apart from YouTube who streamed the game, or not streamed, but made a video for the game. Just one. He didn't even get up to the main boss, and he was very salty. He didn't like the way things worked. He didn't like that there's a little bit of a delay in the sword attack, because I want people to have to time their attacks. I don't want it to be a hack and slash game. And so there's a moment of delay of swinging the sword, which is the way a normal sword swing works, guys. So if that's something you don't like, that's why it's there, and it's not going away. There will be no option to get rid of that. That's just how that's going to be. There will be an options menu coming soon, because I am starting to make a bit more checkboxes than I'd like. There's currently 3 checkboxes, 2 of which you can see, 1 of which you cannot, and is only accessible through a cheat, which I have given exclusively to Mayo64, because that's his character. He's the only one who has that code. And let's see, I believe we have one more person who's done a video, and I apologize for not remembering your name and giving you a shout out, but those of you who've watched this far, please go visit their channels, go watch the videos, go watch the rest of their videos. They're all great. Elite Hobo Guy is probably one of the first people I was watching everything that he did, and he does more Game Jolt games, so not just my game, but he also does other Game Jolt games, and it's fun. Some of the games are not so great, and some of them are really great. but he gives honest reviews and he doesn't give them a bunch of criticism. And if you are an up-and-coming game developer, highly recommend going to him and saying, hey, I got a game, if you'd play it, please. And he'll probably tell you yes. I'm not going to speak for him, but he'll probably say yes. So that's another thing you can do. As for Mayo 64, I see a lot of different games on his stuff. He would like you guys to give him less Zelda suggestions, and I would encourage you guys to do so. I know Sonic is his big thing. I'm not particularly into Sonic. Somebody did mention Sonic Adventure 2, and I liked that game. It's okay. I played multiplayer with my little brothers way too much, and it ruined it for me. But give his channel a run through. He's got all kinds of games on there, and he's a fantastic streamer. And for those of you who haven't seen Hermes 147, my favorite streamer. And so major props to him. He hasn't played the game yet. He is waiting for it to be in its full official release, complete and ready to go. He doesn't want it ruined yet. So, but give him, a watch or a subscribe or whatever, and enjoy it. He's doing a whole bunch of Korok hunting right now, and I love that. Also, if you guys want to talk with me, I am always on his streams. Sometimes I'm late, sometimes I'm not. Depends on whether I got a notification from him on Discord. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Hermes. No notifications on Discord makes things difficult. So, as always, if you guys have a suggestion for the game, put it below, and look forward to doing the next game. And I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I'll see you guys later.